From ABC 7 News Bay Area, a security guard at San Francisco's Embarcadero Center has been suspended after he told two young men not to go into a store because he supposedly knew they were going to steal. I-Team reporter Dan Noyes, ABC 7, has been digging into this incident since one of the victims posted the shocking video on Reddit.
24-year-old Nicholas Kincaid and 22-year-old Amir Ali work at a high-fashion boutique near the Embarcadero Center. During a break, Nicholas wanted to pick up some supplies from the Sephora there.
Oh, yeah, these two guys wanted to go into Sephora and just get a couple things. We're talking about San Francisco, where almost every business has left, right? They smashed the mom and pops with Rona restrictions. The criminals got to all the big businesses. There's really nothing left. So when a security guard says, no, I think you're going to steal, is it really that far-fetched? Especially considering that these two guys were going into Sephora?
Just wanted to, I wanted to get a scalp scrubber for myself. We were talking about beauty products.
Okay. All right. A scalp scrubber for this. Who's buying this? It looks like some of the people in the comments are actually buying this. This man was a SF district attorney. Lord only knows how many other people he profiled and ruined their lives. Marin County, there's your problem. So it seems like before even watching the entire clip, some people in the comments are already buying this BS. And we've gone so far, right? Like, anytime a Democrat proposes a bill, you have to just assume it's laced with poison pills. Anytime a story like this comes out, oh, these two kids were profiled, you have to assume it's fake, and the truth will be a couple weeks down the road, if ever, and it will get far less publicity.
All day, pretty much, just discussing what we needed.
They first tried the inside door. It was blocked. So they walked around to the street side entrance where a security guard told them not to enter the store.
And Sephora, I believe, has a pretty bad thievery problem, right? Like, that's one of the, if you go to CVS or any other grocery store, I believe the cosmetics are always, even in conservative cities, locked up because teenage girls are constantly stealing these things, and they stick out like a sore thumb. Oh, I wanted to get a scalp scrubber. What, bro?
This is private property, okay?
Okay, and what have I done so far? Do you want to let me know? What have I done to be objective?
You're going to go in and steal.
How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
I've been around a long time.
You have no answer.
Oh, no. How dare he? That man should be suspended. Oh, he's making an assumption based on a city that's completely collapsing because of crime and junkies, and he's completely in the wrong. Oh no, he should be suspended. He should lose his job, and these kids should be allowed to steal until there's nothing left, and one of the few businesses that remain also leave.
You have no answer at all.
I've been around a long time.
I spoke to the two of them today.
The first time he says, don't go in there because I know you're going to steal, what goes through your mind?
I know what time it is. I know what's going on. I mean, we've heard about this a billion times, so I immediately just start firing back and trying to get anything out of him to prove that he has something to stand on, because I know in my heart of hearts there's absolutely nothing there.
They tell me they question whether the guard even worked at the Embarcadero. They thought he might be a vigilante.
Do you even work at this?
Pardon me?
Do you work at this property?
Yeah.
Can I see
I'm building security.
Can I see any documentation that you work here?
Huh?
Can I see any documentation that you work here?
Well, I can show you. I can show you this.
Okay, so if the man wasn't a security guard, then what's the problem? Just completely ignore him. But I guess we're now at the point where the citizens will have to take the law into their own hands. We just saw the story about squatters and the anti-squatter activists, right? Like, people are finished with this, and they say, oh, well, San Francisco has moved to the right, which I guess technically is kind of true, but all they're doing is allowing cops to arrest people and making sure that welfare recipients take dope tests so they don't spend their free government money on drugs.
While it's just off camera, you can see the guard lift his jacket a bit. The two shoppers say he revealed his sidearm that is visible a few seconds later.
And then he lifts his shirt and shows me a Glock, and I'm like, well...
This is like Boondocks level stuff, right? Like, no, sir, I was just trying to be a good student, and the teacher called me the N-word.
What did he say specifically to you?
He said, sit down, nigga.
Riley Freeman is a third-grade student at J. Edgar Hoover Elementary School. He's a basketball player, an avid reader, and one day hopes to spread his philosophy through rap music. He was in class when he had a verbal exchange with his teacher, Joe Petto. But Mr. Petto said it was Riley who used the N-word first.
So I told him to take his seat, and here comes this barrage of insults. I mean, some of the words I've never even heard before, and I was just stunned. And I said, well, sit down, nigga.
Like, we're still doing this? They're still doing this.
That doesn't really help the situation right now. I don't need to see a weapon. Now I just feel threatened.
I can show you this, my ID.
And the guard briefly showed a badge, a retired lieutenant inspector shield from the San Francisco District Attorney's Office. Starting there, I called law enforcement sources who identified the guard as 72-year-old Mike Koppel. He worked for the Marin County Sheriff's Department and then retired.
Okay, and there you have the comment. Can't see, it's right behind me, but Marin County, there's your problem. Marin County is like the Staten Island of the Bay Area. All the weirdo woke-tard lefties who are still buying this nonsense look down on Marin County because it's kind of safe and the cops actually arrest people.
Retired from the San Francisco DA's office in 2007. Her staff says District Attorney Brooke Jenkins would not comment on the incident because this matter is under investigation by the Special Prosecutions Unit of our office. The person seen in this video is not a current employee.
And that's the new DA who claims they've turned the corner on the culture and there's going to be a new regime in San Francisco.
We have now turned the corner on the culture here in San Francisco with respect to retail theft. And as the district attorney, I have made it clear that we will prosecute those who commit theft in our city. No longer can we view retail theft as a low-level crime. No longer can we view retail theft as less serious.
And I guess this is a pretty sound political response.
The owner of the Embarcadero Complex, Boston Properties, emailed me that they are working with the third-party security partner to conduct a full investigation into the incident.
There was no incident, right? Like, what? So the guy sees two male 20-somethings going into a makeup store, and he says, no, we've had enough. And that's enough to launch an investigation. We better figure out what happened, or else these guys wouldn't be able to buy scalp scrubbers and concealer.
In the meantime, the security officer has been removed from our property pending the results of the investigation.
Yeah. He got removed. Yeah, and that's why everything is collapsing, is because as soon as somebody tries to stop the problem, they get punished. Like Daniel Penny, right? As soon as you try to, like the guy, I guess it was in the Bay Area, or it might have been Los Angeles, when a guy, tries to stop a sideshow and gets completely mobbed, they beat him into a paste because they're letting you know, right? The regime, the criminals, right? So the criminal politicians breed criminal citizens, and they are letting you know quite clearly they are in charge.
Koppel did not return my calls, texts, and emails for comment. Ali and Kincaid tell me they went shopping in Sephora anyway.
Okay, so we're going to go.
So it's even more of a non-story, right? So the story is that this guy tried to stop them from going into the store. They ignored him and did it anyways, and probably were smart enough to, pretend to go in there and look around and not find what they wanted and didn't steal anything, if they were smart.
Go inside now because you have no reason to stop us.
All right, you go in. You steal.
And they came out to find an SFPD officer waiting at the door, but they just walked by and returned to work.
Exactly. So it's a complete nothing burger. It's a non-story, but kudos to them for having the wherewithal to go in the store, pretend they were going to shop, steal nothing, and walk out directly past a San Francisco police officer. Let's look at some of the comments. Yeah, so Marin County, there's your problem. That's, those scary old white people in Marin County, that's your problem. No, it's actually the thieves, the criminals, the junkies that are constantly stealing anything that's not nailed down and taking things that are also nailed down as well. Quite literally smashing into riot gates with a car to get a bunch of sneakers. I mean, it's crazy. So, no, Marin County is not the problem. Boomer Energy, Honestly, I think people are getting tired of the situation in San Francisco. No action from our government, closing stores all over the place, and armed robbery. I believe that soon there will be people taking justice into their own hands. Correct. Okay, so he's not a security guard. Some random bored geriatric geek wanting to relive the glory days as a pretend cop. Pretty sure the video said Koppel was not employed by the building, so the caption should read ex-employee of Marin County Sheriff. Yeah. This is crazy. That security guard, if he was one, is supposed to be in some type of uniform. He was just in a civvy with a CCW with a Batman complex. Yeah, okay, so to deter thieves from what's left of San Francisco, they need to put, full uniforms on. Of course, you can have, I don't know if this guy was a security guard or not, but quite clearly you can have somebody in plain clothes. He lost it, brandished a weapon. That was canceled first. I work at 3 and 4, 30 plus years. I've never seen him. Profile them. Let good Lord sort it out. It really sucks living near your property, empty, desolate wasteland, and then you hire people that literally try to run off the few shoppers you have. Yeah, so these people are still in a cocoon. They're still in their bubble, and they think that no matter how bad the crime gets, it's always the fault of the police. And this is also kind of the picture perfect example. Like, we see those videos on YouTube all the time of, college student versus the hood. It's like if you go to DJ Academic's comment section, you see it's all based people saying bring Uncle T back. But when you go to a local Bay Area news station, it's a bunch of weird woke tards who think they're saving the black people by lambasting a person who may or may not have been a security guard. So when I think we're gaining a little bit of sanity, there's still people out there who just can't tell. They refuse to connect the dots.